Late one rainy evening in Ridgewater, Colorado, a quiet American town tucked between mountains and long empty highways, 28-year-old Olivia Hartman walked out of the county library for the last time. She pressed her jacket tighter against her body as the cold wind whipped across the parking lot. It was supposed to be a normal night, study, head home, sleep. But something in the air felt wrong. The streetlights flickered. The roads were empty. Her phone battery was dead. And the sound of footsteps behind her felt too close. Olivia wasn't easily scared. She had moved from Chicago 2 months earlier to escape the noise, the speed, and a breakup that had nearly crushed her spirit. Ridgewater was supposed to be quiet, calm, healing. But the longer she lived there, the more strange events she noticed. Doors left open, letters on her porch with no sender. Someone whispering her name when she walked past the woods behind her house. She mentioned it to her coworker at the diner, but he just laughed. Small-town imagination, he told her. But tonight felt different. As she reached her car, she heard the footsteps again. Slow, heavy, following. She turned around sharply, but no one was there. Just the rain and an empty parking lot stretching into darkness. She unlocked her car and got inside quickly. But before she could put the key into the ignition, she felt it the eyes, watching her from somewhere. She started the engine and pulled onto the road, trying to shake the feeling. Maybe she was tired. Maybe the long study hours were catching up. But as she drove down the lonely highway toward her small rental cabin, she saw something that made her blood run cold. A single truck, tailgating her, headlights bright and unblinking. She slowed down. It slowed. She sped up. It sped up. She switched lanes. It switched. Her heart pounded so loudly she could hear it echo in her ears. She considered calling the police, but her phone was still dead. There were no gas stations, no other cars, just endless mountain roads. The rain thickened, making it harder to see. She turned onto the narrow road that led to her cabin. The truck followed. Her breathing quickened. She was almost home when the truck suddenly pulled ahead of her, swerving dangerously. Its brake lights flashed red, bright as blood in the darkness. She slammed on her brakes. Her car skidded. The truck stopped. The driver's door opened. A tall figure stepped out, wearing a hooded raincoat. She couldn't see their face, just their boots splashing through puddles as they walked toward her. Olivia panicked. She reversed the car as fast as she could, heart hammering in her throat. The tires screeched. The car slid on the wet road, but she managed to turn around and speed back toward town. The truck didn't follow. But her relief lasted only until she reached her cabin. The door was slightly open. She knew she had locked it that morning. She entered slowly, her hands shaking. The cabin was dark except for the faint glow of the fireplace embers. Everything looked normal at first until she saw the message. It was carved into the wooden table at the center of the room. You shouldn't be here. She stumbled back, her breathing shallow. She grabbed a kitchen knife and backed toward the door, her mind racing. Was it the same person from the parking lot? The truck driver? Someone she knew? She considered running to her neighbor's house half a mile away, but the storm outside seemed to rage louder with every second. A sudden crash sounded from the back room. She froze. Then came the sound of slow footsteps. Someone was inside the cabin. Olivia ran out into the rain, sprinting down the muddy path toward her neighbor's home. The wind slapped against her face. Thunder cracked overhead. She could barely see, but she could hear someone running behind her. She reached the neighbor's porch and pounded on the door until her fists hurt. Finally, the door opened, revealing Ethan Miles, a quiet 35-year-old farmer who lived alone. He took one look at her terrified, soaked face and pulled her inside. What happened? He asked. Olivia explained everything. The footsteps, the truck, the message carved in her table, the intruder inside her cabin. Ethan listened quietly, his brow furrowed. After a long moment, he grabbed his flashlight and rifle. Stay here, he said. I'll check it out. No, she begged. Call the police first. But Ethan shook his head. Storm knocked out cell towers. Lines are dead until morning. I'll be back. And he left. Minutes passed. then 30, then an hour. No sign of Ethan. The storm finally began to settle, but the fear inside Olivia didn't. She paced the living room until she heard it. Slow, steady steps on the porch. She ran to the door. Ethan? No answer. The doorknob turned. The door creaked open. It was Ethan, but something was off. His clothes were soaked and muddy, and his expression was stiff, almost frozen. Ethan, what happened? She whispered. He stared at her for several seconds before saying in a flat voice, You shouldn't have come here, Olivia. She stepped back. What do you mean? Ethan closed the door behind him and locked it. This town doesn't like outsiders. People disappear here. People notice things they shouldn't. You were supposed to leave weeks ago. Olivia felt her knees weaken. Ethan, you're scaring me. What are you talking about? He stepped closer. I tried to warn you that first week you arrived. You thought I was just being unfriendly, but I knew they were watching you. Who? She whispered. He hesitated before answering. Everyone. A loud bang hit the side of the house. Then another. Ethan grabbed his rifle and pushed Olivia behind him. They followed me here, he said. I wasn't supposed to help you. The bang came again, harder this time. Someone or many people were outside. Ethan whispered, Stay quiet. Minutes felt like hours as the banging circled the house. Shadows moved outside the windows. Olivia clutched her chest, trying not to hyperventilate. Ethan aimed his rifle at the front door, sweat dripping down his face. Then, everything went silent. Ethan slowly approached the window to look. A shot rang out. The glass shattered. Ethan fell to the floor, blood pouring from his shoulder. Olivia screamed and dropped beside him. Run, he whispered. Out the back now. She helped him up, but he pushed her away. Go. Tears flooded her eyes, but she did what he said. She ran through the kitchen, unlatched the back door, and slipped out into the darkness. The woods behind his house were thick, cold, and endless. Shadows moved between the trees. Voices whispered. Branches snapped. She kept running until her lungs burned. After nearly half an hour of scrambling blindly through the forest, she saw something through the trees. Lights. Headlights. Car headlights. She stumbled toward the road and burst out of the woods, nearly collapsing in front of a police cruiser. Officer Ramirez jumped out of the car and caught her before she hit the ground. She screamed, Help! They're trying to kill me. Ramirez quickly put her in the car and drove her to the station. Once there, she explained everything. Ethan's warning, the attackers, the message carved in her table, the footsteps, the truck. The officer listened attentively, taking notes. Finally, amber lights flickered in the hall as another officer entered the room and whispered something to Ramirez. He looked back at her slowly. Ma'am, are you sure you're okay? He asked carefully. I'm telling the truth, she cried. Go check.